Hey there, Toonami Faithful, and welcome back aboard Toonami Absolution, where we talk about the shows that made us us and the shows that made you you. Once again, we are your hosts. My name is Alex.
I'm Sam.
And I'm John. Beast Wars Season 2, Episode 7, Other Visits Part 2, debuted February 15th, 1998. And Season 2, Episode 8, Bad Spark, debuted February 22nd, 1998.
So there's been a tone shift.
A
A very
little bit,
weird
a little
tone
bit.
shift.
Yeah.
I was surprised that you know, we still have Tigatron and Air Razor off the board. You would think that's one of those things where it's like, oh, they're back, and let's just pop over to the Winchester and have a quick pint and wait until this all blows over. But no, we don't do that.
They're dead.
We're not going to see them for a bit.
Yeah, this episode is weird for a couple of reasons. Because, after last week, our big dome fell. Megatron, this one goes into the dome, takes control of it, and starts basically, I'm going to teleport to Cybertron and blow them up with it. So we have to stop him. It's weird to me that the last time the aliens came down with the super weapon, it was a planet buster. And this ship lands, fires out one knockout beam, and then is just kind of chill with Megatron wandering around inside it. Like, this seems like a downgrade in your weaponry.
So we already launched the big one. Maybe we try the small stuff and that'll work.
Because the dome even takes damage from regular maximal weapon fire. It's like, oh, what, did the aliens' budget run out?
We
Hey,
we don't know what happens.
You don't know what happens. You weren't in that boardroom. You don't know what their CFO was talking about. They could be really in the red this quarter.
They could have pivoted to AI or something.
Yeah.
That would explain a lot. So Tigatron was going to be in this episode, technically.
Hmm.
In the Japan-only guidebook, Beast Wars Universe, Larry DiTillo notes that his original idea was that the VOC would have been convinced that Omnicide is wrong by Tigatron, and that this second ship wasn't a weapon, it was them trying to get them off the planet. It was basically them offering them free passage to go on Get.
Get out of my yard.
That never made it into the show. Tigatron arrives and just immediately starts lecturing the aliens is now my head canon.
Hey now. Hey now.
It explains why it's a inferior alien vessel.
Yeah,
Weapon.
and why Megatron can just take control of it. It does. That is a very logical. I guess it would have kind of ended the show, though.
Yeah,
It
sure.
would 100% would have ended the show at that point. But yeah, we have a lot going on in the second half of this two-parter. Clearly there's some issues in the ranks now with the Autobots, and everything's going nuts.
Well,
We
also,
immediately
like,
write Rhinox off.
yeah, and there's also, Megatron and Tarantulas.
Oh, there's always tarantulas until there isn't, but there is always tarantulas.
Yeah, the whole episode's kind of weird because we have this whole big build up to Megatron's sort of just teleport plan, and it is just destroyed. Tarantulas turns on him again and blows it up, and yeah, we do get confirmation though that apparently Predacons live on Cybertron because he's going to blow up the Predacons and the Autobots on Cybertron. He says so.
Yeah.
Confirmation that that's a thing. I guess confirmation that Cybertron exists, like
Yeah.
is
It,
like in existence.
Yeah, Cybertron seems to still be supporting some kind of life at this point. The other Predacons and Maximals are still hanging around. So, but yeah, Megatron doesn't care. He'll take out everybody. Like, that's kind of the energy I like about this Megatron, where he's like, no, 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 my war crimes are going to be homegrown and freshly made.
I do
And
like how he
hell,
also.
hell to pay with anybody in the way.
I love he opts to take Optimus with him. That's his plan. He's like, I've tied Optimus up because Optimus has to come with me to see me win. I refuse to win silently.
Look, there is a very famous thing that has been said about Doctor Doom, and is kind of the same for Megatron. If you can take over the world today, but Optimus can't see it, or you have to wait 10 million years and Optimus has to watch it, which one are you going to pick? You're going to pick the 10 million years, because that's it. The goal isn't to be the ruler. The goal is to make Optimus Prime upset about it.
It does, yeah. Makes sense. We also get some nice rat trapping. Rat Trap does get to do some action sequences. Gets to shoot some guns, which is nice of him.
Gets to shoot some guns. He really blows up that chair. Like, that chair had no chance.
The to paraphrase Bruce Lee, chairs don't hit back. But what do we think of the Rat Trap Tarantulas kind of team up?
It's fun. It's stupid. So stupid.
I love Rat Trap's when Rat's like, why did you bring him back? And Rat Trap's like, well, he kind of brought me back.
Yeah. He kind of brought me here. I didn't really have a choice in this, but he is our best option.
I also love when, like, because he asks, okay, I want to use your computer to track, and Rat's like, do we trust him? And it's Tarantulas' first move is like, have you learned nothing from the discs? Your system is bad. It's like, oh my god, you little brat.
He's so mean the entire time he's there.
What I love about that, though, is after that he kind of shuts up, which gives the implication that he is like a bratty toddler. In the fact, Rhinox did not respond and he didn't rise to it, and so Tarantulas is now like, oh, it's not fun when someone doesn't yell at me, so I'm just not going to do it anymore.
He's just doing it for attention from Megatron because Megatron's been spending too much time with Inferno.
Like, Rhinox is just really good with dealing with children, so he's like, no, I'm not going to rise to it.
I mean, consider who Rhinox is dealing with every day between Rat Trap, Cheetor, and Dinobot.
Rhinox has learned gentle parenting from first principles.
All right, honey, you're right. There are problems with the operating system, but can we work with what we have right now to accomplish our goal?
It was kind of fascinating, like looking at this versus like season one and seeing some of the animation. First off, I'm still astounded by the number of Transformers we get on screen at a single time compared to season one.
Yeah.
Like they really improved their GPUs, I guess, over in mainframe.
They got a whole 360 megabytes on that sucker right now.
Yeah. Man, you could run like three PS1s with this thing. But um but yeah, there's like when he kind of like makes his big triumphant like I'm going to use this like kind of like moment. Looking at that and it's just like we have come quite a bit since the rudimentary days of early season one with Beast Wars.
One thing I find really interesting is the number of animation errors, especially with characters not having parts of themselves, have gone way up this season.
Okay, so maybe we haven't gone as far as I
No,
thought.
I think we have. I think it's actually kind of interesting. I'm wondering if maybe they got permission to move further away from the toys because, like, now the transformations are not copying the toy movements; they are just.
Yeah.
But that works. It's better to have, Optimus with his leg plates on. If you're not looking in slow motion, you won't notice. And it's worth it if we get to have another two guys animated on screen for these big crowd scenes. So I do wonder if it's a case of sort of Hasbro or someone gave them permission to be, not every shot needs to be on model. It's fine to have little bits off if that means we can do these bigger scenes.
Yeah. I mean, it makes a lot of sense that they're able to do this because especially if you look at because Reboot is still coming out around this time too. Reboot also takes a massive jump in quality, but you're right, there are a lot more of those little animation errors. And part of me wonders if it's not just the simplifying those motions, but if it's also the fact that like they're still learning the technology in a way. Like there are things about this that they're still learning how to do. And I kind of like that process. I like being able to be on this ride with them.
I also wonder how much the Planet Buster has helped them with this. In that we don't have to we now have an excuse to have everywhere just be flat and covered in rocks rather than sort of those early jungle episodes where we're having to render trees and leaves, which if you've ever done 3D modeling, trees are just a pain in the ass because they mess up your light, they have to move. So I do wonder how much the Planet Bus is like, okay, cool, environments we don't need to do anymore.
Before we go a little further, I am kind of curious what you guys thought about Jor-El Megatron. Because we've been dancing around Jor-El Megatron a little bit, and I kind of want to know what was going through your heads when that happened.
Well, I mean, I'm sure Superman the movie kind of came into play, and I think a lot of the white backlights that we've gotten in both parts of other voices kind of support that to a degree. I don't know, it's odd because given what we see of him in this episode, is it safe to say that Megatron is the pettiest character in Beast Wars?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, not just Jor-El Megatron, but like I'm running this now, like the pettiest version of that in this moment. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's
It's
amazing.
almost almost as bad as him recruiting a serial killer into the Predacons.
No,
Sometimes employment's low.
that's
Gotta-
that's the best. Sometimes employment low is another T-shirt we should have. I don't even have a good joke to follow that up with. I thought I did. I don't.
I do like. I like. My whole thing. His whole thing is episode is Megatron gets so close to winning and then immediately shoots himself in the foot as you do.
Every
By
time.
being like immediately like, aha, I'm winning. Everybody out of the ship. It's like,
Everyone leave.
Megatron, maybe you should know. Okay.
Yeah, this is what we're doing. All right, cool.
Yeah, it's not a one-time thing for old Megatron.
But
I do
if
like he does kiss the disc when he puts it in the ship. Though gives a little kissy.
he gives a little smooch. You know who else was about to get a little smooch? Silverbolt and Blackarachnia.
Yeah, Silverbolt.
Yeah.
No, go ahead because it's a weird relationship, man.
Very. I mean, there's a lot of yeah, so moving on to I suppose Bad Spark and all of that. Yeah, we're getting a bit of a Romeo and Juliet, aren't we? With instead of our Capulets and Montesquieu's, we're getting Predacons and Maximals, mass hysteria. You
Mass
know.
hysteria. I I do have just a quick side thing and then we can fully talk about it. I love Silverbolt's little like his leitmotif that they play with the horns because it's so medieval times whenever it happens that it is so funny every time.
My question is, what's going on in the writers' room this season where they're like, we need to pair up Airazor and Tigatron, even though they're about to go off for episodes, and we need to couple up Blackarachnia and Silverbolt. Bolt. It's like, okay, just why? Like, it kind of come in both cases. It kind of comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's especially weird here because remember in Other His Part 1, Blackarachnia randomly goes, oh, that hunk Silverbolt. Like, it would have made more sense if this episode was first because at least here Silverbolt does something. Like, he does save her. But no, she apparently just saw him and went, yeah, I'm attracted to this. And then kind of got lucky. I don't know, it's weird. And Silverbolt, I'm not sure if Silverbolt can consent because he's very stupid. His leitmotif does make me laugh. Because I keep thinking I'm waiting for the film The Court Jester to start whenever that comes on, which is like,
oh no. No, look, like here's what's happening, right? Everybody, all the Maximals and the Predacons starting to get bored. Like this has been going on for a while. Now it's time for people to start hooking up. Also, I can tell you guys don't go to the same kind of raves that I have gone to. If the idea of somebody being like, "Man, that guy looks good," and then they're not making out 15 minutes later is like shocking.
I mean, a rave is one thing. An active hot war is slightly different.
Yeah, there's no Molly.
It's a hot war. It's a
Yeah.
hot war. Excuse you.
Is there Molly involved in this? Because that would explain a bit. But
Is Molly yet another spider?
Molly is absolutely yet another spider.
One thing I found interesting there is because Tigatron keeps being like, "Oh, you were a Maximal," which is like, how do you know that, Tigatron? You weren't alive when that happened, unless Optimus has been filling you in on everything. But also, that's kind of a bad thing to. That's kind of icky to be like to her, like, "Well, you're actually technically, I know you better than you do. You're actually a Maximal underneath." It's like I think that's anti-feminist. I think that goes against your chivalry.
We could really go into how, because they've hijacked protoforms before, right? And imposed identity on protoforms. And they do it here, Mr. Rampage. But yeah, it's kind of old hat. I'm trying to think has there been a time where the Maximals have kind of explicitly been like, no, you're a Maximal and you're gonna like it.
I mean, kind of what they do to Dinobot. But
Sure.
Dinobot made that choice.
Yeah.
Dinobot is old-fashioned gaslighting.
Yeah.
Like, there's no tech involved. They're just like, are you sure? You seem emotional, Dinobot. Come here.
Dinobot, how you feeling? You want a hug? You okay? You want to express your feelings? No! I want to read poetry and be mad.
Yeah, because Bad Spark is such a weird episode. Because, yeah, so a pod falls, a big pod, or a Mondo pod, as Cheetal calls it. God, it's the 90s.
Mondo pod.
And it has an X on it, and Optimus is like, oh, we got to deal with it. And he goes, oh, yeah, this was an experiment we had in our ship to recreate Starscream's non-dying spark. Turns out it went full Frankenstein and became a monster, but we were carrying it because we had to go dump it somewhere on our mission, and everybody is just kind of okay with that. Like,
Yeah,
Like,
can we talk about maximal war crimes and war experimentation that happened to Rampage? Like what? It's the seeds of the darker stuff of the Transformers universe are here, and they're here for a big reason.
Mm.
I know. I kind of wish someone would have called him on it.
Feel like,
Es-
whoa,
es-
man.
Especially because this would have worked with Rat Trap and Dinobot well, because like Dinobot would have totally been the one on the Optimus' side. He's like, yeah, it's war, man. And then you'd have like Rat Trap, we've been carrying a monster. It's so weird. There was like a whole like vein of like comedy and drama. We just kind of went, no.
I think that might have been a hard one to put into a kids' cartoon in the 1990s because if especially because we had to leave time for Cheetor to talk about busting a nut during all of this. Like we need to that line threw me way the hell off in this scene.
Yeah.
Like
Yes,
That's the one where the eyes pop a bit, right? You just kind of like, wait a minute.
wait a minute. No, his what does he put it? His transmetal bod has been building up too much energon and he's going to need to bust soon.
Yeah, so another weird thing we'll be coming back to with Bad Spark is it's the sort of epicenter of a load of cut storylines for some reason. So if you remember way back in the first episode, I noted an original plan for Beastful Season 2 was that Transmetal's weakness would then have to be to off-put energy through weapon fire. This fart was another way of doing it. So this would have been sort of part of that. That is the weakness of being Transmetal. Being blasted last episode would have had this build-up and then get rid of it. Basically a way to knock them out for long periods when we needed to get rid of half the cast for some reason.
Yeah, when the router can't handle it anymore.
Yeah. But no, we dropped that, so now just Cheetor has a little fart.
Yeah, Cheetor just has a little fart. But it is an interesting episode because there are the whole experimentation thing, the whole like building these horrible Frankenstein monsters is going to become a very big thing in Transformers going forward. It kind of always has been a thing in Transformers because if everybody is robots, how do robot make robot? How do robot make robot more evil? Get in the robot Shinji. But I do like Rampage's design. I do hate that, poor Rampage didn't have any choice in this. He just wanted to be left alone and to eat people. Meanwhile, Silverbolt and Blackarachnia are trying not to kiss over here.
Yeah, and when they find they get weirdly close when they find Tarantula's dead body, which I quite like.
Oh yeah, his dead, like ripped apart carcass.
And they're just like, oh, isn't this nice? Come here often.
Come here often.
Come to Tarantula's death park.
You want to kiss next to the corpse, baby?
Yeah, it calls him my lady, if I remember correctly.
He does call it my lady. So, Sam, do you feel a little better now that Tarantulas has been ripped to shreds?
Well, we still have another spider.
He's a crab.
Is he?
Well, no, we still have Blackarachnia.
Yeah, we still have Blackarachnia, but Rampage is a crab.
Oh, I thought he was another spider.
No.
So wait, is this it for Tarantulas?
You'll find out.
Okay.
He's going to make a second one of himself.
Look! I can't promise anything when it comes to Tarantulas. I'm going to be very honest.
The Tarantulas all singing, all dancing review.
We're gonna get Tarantulas back like within an episode. It's gonna be like nothing happened.
He's going to appear at the start of the next episode in a cold open, like "fuck you."
You specifically, Sam Stone.
You're not bored yet, but still.
But yeah, no, we get Rampage, who is impossible to defeat because he has an immortal and unbreakable spark, allegedly. And now he's going to cause havoc at the hands of Megatron because Megatron felt left out of the war crimes this episode. He wanted to come up with his own war crimes. I also do like the Predacons watching the date. Can we talk about the Predacons going back and forth watching all of this go on because they're very funny.
I love he puts a tracker on Blackarachnia by slapping her on the back, like classic Three Stooges. But I love immediate. My literal notes at that moment are like, I wonder how they're going to keep this animating this on the model, everything. Oh, and then it goes zoop and blends in. It's like, we're not going to animate it. That solves that problem.
Solving that issue. But yeah, Megatron and his buddies, Inferno, and I think Waspinator are like watching Blackarachnia go through the forest being like, ugh, this is so gross. Like they're everybody's little brother when they have a boyfriend over.
Well, Megatron's like, eventually she'll see he's just a Maximal and get rid of him. And they keep going, it's like, well, maybe they won't.
Oh crap. Yeah, no, it's watching your friend date somebody that they shouldn't, but
Someone who's a little bit into the Ren Fair too much.
Oh, got it. Ren Fair guy is a whole different kind of guy, man.
yeah.
Get you be a goth girl with your Ren Fair boyfriend.
Yeah. I'm a blacksmith in my spare time.
Hot. Nothing sexier.
What I love is it's not just we don't just have a spider and a Ren Fair guy. We have a spider and a Ren Fair guy in a surprisingly detailed parody of creatures from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
Because we recreate the body part scene like it's like, okay, this is just a weird two people to be in this film pastiche that half the audience probably won't get.
It is also to me, because again, Scott McNeil is every character. It is so interesting to me how his good guy voice is just his Wolverine voice, but without sounding like he smokes 8 packs a day. And I love that for Silverbolt, but it also does make him a little sinister, and that's not on Scott McNeil. It's just how many characters Scott McNeil voices.
And we're about to get another one later today.
We are about to get another one later.
If it exists, Scott McNeil will voice it. He'll be voicing you by Q4 next year.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank God.
And he and he also and in the 2000s he looked like Guy Fieri for some reason. I found out recently, which is
Now he wears a
weird.
cowboy hat, I think.
It's a
And,
better look than the Guy
yeah.
Fieri one. I will give him that.
Yeah.
It's a little WWE now. But yeah, no, like I don't know what it is about the inflection that Scott McNeil is using with Silverbolt here. It just for some reason he's got like a little there's something evil about his voice,
I think it's because he sounds deliberately stupid.
Okay. Yeah.
To me, it plays off a guy who is, if you're like an old like murder mysteries, when the character who clearly knows something is trying to act innocent. It kind of sounds like he knows more than he's letting on, but I don't think he just doesn't know anything.
Also, I do need to point this out. When Blackarachnia gets attacked by the saber-toothed tiger, I don't know if she needed that much help. Silverbolt, couldn't you just shoo it away?
I do like the fact that for like once a saber-toothed tiger nearly claims one of them. She's like, normal tiger.
Normal
Like,
tiger.
if we're power scaling, where does normal tiger just sit on this level? Because apparently it took 2 of them.
Quite formidable, apparently.
It's higher than Waspinator,
Yeah.
effectively.
Look, nobody's higher than Waspinator ever. How dare you speak such blasphemy?
I kind of wish that had become a tiger become a recurring character, because I want all the Predacons like okay, get there, but mind the tiger. Is it a Maximal? No, it's just the tiger.
Oh,
It's really pissed.
like Captain Hook and the crocodile,
Yeah.
just forever haunted by this one actual factual tiger, and you have thumbs.
TikTok, Waspinator.
Waspinator is breaking the fourth wall a lot more this season too. Like he knows we're there.
Yeah, I think it's because like he's pretty much been written out of the plot. He is now just our snarker, which it works.
For now.
Yeah.
But for now, I've had a spoiler, which is worrying.
Well, I know Translus is coming back apparently, so
He's always coming back.
No, Waspinator. I'm so curious about what spoiler you got, John.
I heard a Scott McNeil interview where he basically said until the very end, Waspinator never gets what he wants until the very end when he's finally happy. And I worry what happiness looks like for Waspinator.
Oh, so you didn't get. Oh, it's gonna be good.
I very much worry what Waspinator's true desires are.
Waspinator's true desires are disturbing, and you're gonna love it.
So while we're here, we should probably have a little talk about some of the weird side plots this episode was going to have. So one thing, this is the first mention of Primus, not the band, outside of the Marvel comics. Primus being the creator god of the Transformers. Do you know Alex, do you know why Primus was mentioned here?
Why?
Because Bob Forward said he saw a quote mentioning it on alt.toys.transformers, thought it sounded cool and used it, had no idea who it was or what it meant when he used it. He just threw it in because he thought Primus sounded cool.
Bless. You ever think the band Primus got confused for a minute?
I did look into that, because I did wonder if they've ever done something with that, because I think if any band is going to sort of be Transformers-y, it would be Primus.
Yeah.
But no, apparently they're just too busy playing bass.
Missed opportunity. Missed opportunity.
We also see in this episode, Dinobot plugs himself into a computer for some reason. That was going to link to a cut episode called Dark Glass, which was never made. There's been 3 reasons given for it. Datillo and Mark said it was rejected by Hasbro for being too dark. John Hartman said the distributor didn't like it because of the lack of action. And then on the DVDs, Larry Datillo went back on himself and said it was because the script was shit.
Like, fine, if it's not going to be made, then I'm going to say it's garbage. Me.
Well, he didn't write it, but yeah, so no one's entirely sure why it was cut, but the now general consensus seems to be it was just the script wasn't very good.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dinobot just hooked himself into a computer for no reason. Just play a bit of Tetris, maybe.
You know, like a Minesweeper for the boy.
He's trading Pokemon.
Yeah, you need the link cable if you're going to get all 151.
He really wanted to evolve that Gengar.
Yeah.
Oh no. But yeah, like I do like the character stuff that we do get with Blackarachnia and Silverbolt. They are weird, and it is a weird couple to have together, but they do put the work in to kind of build a little chemistry between them. There is a lot of fun going on here. I have to go back to Megatron being so deeply disgusted by all of this, and I believe in my heart that this episode is the reason why so much stuff later happens.
I do think, I mean, this relationship is, I think, more organically, if still haphazardly conceived than the Tigatron Airraiser, whereas that one's just like, look at Plant 43. Speaking of, I've always liked you.
By the way, you're hot. Let's die.
Yeah.
You're hot. Let's die. That's the T-shirt that we need.
I think it's because Silverbolt is an idiot, so it's kind of fine to get distracted. Blackarachnia, we've already established, is more open with her sensuality, let's say, versus Tigatron, who spent like the whole season going, the planet is dying, I am in pain. And then to immediately drop that the second the apocalypse happened and go, actually, I am now just horny.
Yeah. That's really all it is. If like all those scene kids that are so moody all the time, they really just need to release in whatever shape or form that takes.
They need to release their energon buildup.
Like Cheetor. Cheetor is telling you what to do to avoid falling in love with the enemy combatant.
Yeah.
Tell you what you don't do. You don't do the stupidest thing of Bad Spark for me is Optimus going, has an immortal spark. Then Blackarachnia turns up, well, it's offline. But you just said it's immortal. Then it falls off a cliff and he's like, well, it's dead now. I'm going to go talk to Rhinox. Like, Optimus, you've just said it's immortal. Don't just walk away. Like, this whole episode would have ended if Optimus had just listened to himself. Not just let Megatron walk up and carry him off.
I do have to say, that shot of Megatron with the Energon scalpel slowly closing in, actually kind of terrifying.
The Energon shiv.
The Energon shiv.
I love that he asked for a sword. That's not a sword. That's clearly like a shank.
Mm-hmm.
And he took his pulsing spark out of his chest and put it into a trap to squeeze it.
Oh, I'm so annoyed. The second I saw that episode, my first thing was like, have they made that into a stress toy? Like a squishy thing? And no, they have not. When you squeeze it, painful rampage sound. But no.
Get on it, Etsy witches. Get on it. But oh man. But yeah, no, I thought that little scene was a little scary. But we are coming close to the end, so it is time for some final thoughts because we're getting into some new territory with Beast Wars. Things are starting to ramp up. So let's hear it.
I mean, we're over halfway through season 2. It is starting. I mean, part of the benefit of having a two-parter or concluding a two-parter is there is more visible consequence. Just as we lost 2 Predacons at the start of this season, we're seeing other pieces being taken off the board and stuff kind of shuffling. So it does feel like more is happening than happened in season 1, which I appreciate. But yeah, a lot of bad romance, or maybe not bad romance, but just a lot of like it's mating season on Cybertron. I guess not Cybertron, but it's mating season for our Transformers friends.
Could also be on Cybertron.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're getting some movement. I'm glad the aliens are kind of finally getting some focus. These episodes are a bit weird. Bad Spark, I think Bad Sparkle is one of those things as someone who really likes old horror films. I'm always going to be a little bit sad it doesn't go as hard as I want it to. So I have to kind of force myself to step back and be like, okay, this is a children's show. We're not doing a full Universal Monsters pastiche, however much I would enjoy that. But no, it's cool. I like that we've got some new weird science stuff coming in. It seems like we're building to something now, which those first episodes kind of lacked. It's nice to see Silverbolt actually doing something. Quick Strike has unfortunately become kind of just Pterosaur 2.0 in that he's just kind of there. So it's nice to see we're doing something. If you're going to introduce new toys and give me like 3 episodes showing them off, at least have the decency to write them something. So while the Blackarachnia Silverbolt thing isn't perfect, I'm glad the new toy, they're actually using him. I would rather him be used badly than not used at all, because it just feels like you wasted my time for 3 episodes. So yeah, these were really fun. I'm curious to see where Blackarachnia and Silverbolt go, though. I'm looking forward to the second date. Maybe they should try something a bit more active, like curling. The next one, she's got a lot of arms. She'll be good at it.
Will he get the rose is the real question. But yeah, I'm very excited mainly because I know what we're building to. Especially next week is going to be a very big episode for us because like the season 2 of Beast Wars kind of defines the memory a lot of people have of Beast Wars, specifically for what we're building up to and what we've been building to. So it's going to be interesting. I'm very excited to hear everybody's thoughts about that. And I'm also interested this time around, for those of you who do watch and listen, I want to hear what your thoughts are. What do you think is coming next? What are we building to? Because we are disembarking from Toonami Absolution. That's right. It is time for us to depart. We want to thank you once again in joining us and talking about the shows that made us, us, and the shows that made you, you. We have been your hosts. My name is Alyx.
I'm Sam.
And I'm John.
And we'll see you next time. Bang.